I finished Eye of the Bedlam Bride, Book 6 of Dungeon Crawler Carl, so let's dive into it here. First of all, I have to preface this by saying The Butcher's Masquerade was a perfect entry in the series and my favorite so far, so following that up was going to be really hard. That being said, Eye of the Bedlam Bride was still really good. It brings us to the 8th floor of the dungeon, and things are a little crazy after Prepotente's stunt in the last book that made them skip the entire 7th floor. No one's very happy with the crawlers, and they really want to cull down the number of crawlers here. So this floor is definitely set up to make them have to fight each other more and to really try to take them out. There's a trading card combat game basically that gets created. They have to collect mobs and turn them into battle cards and fight Yu-Gi-Oh! / Pokemon style, and it is absolutely hilariously unhinged the way this goes down. It's really interesting, and it also doesn't take itself so seriously to the point that the characters also make fun of the concept with a few really good references to Pokemon and things like that in there, making fun of it all. They even reference Magic the Gathering, which I don't know a whole lot about. But you still see some great character development in this book. You see the almost cruel detail of this one, as this was set around Christmas time, just a few months before the invasion that led to them having to go into the dungeons. And so there were, in Havana, Cuba, for example, watching people go about their daily lives as these memory ghosts of what the world actually looked like at that point, almost like they're trying to drive home the point of what they lost to the crawlers. And it's just a really interesting and very weird mechanic, the way that works. We get some more really good looks at what's going on behind the scenes of the crawl, what's going on with the people who are running and organizing it, those who are trying to compete in faction wars. Carl negotiated himself into being a warlord of the next floor for the Ascendancy games, and they're really mad about that, but he negotiated himself in such a good way that they're really stuck. He doesn't have a way around it. And he's proposing rules to, instead of people coming into the dungeon and just getting to hunt them, he wants them to be able to die too, instead of just getting hurt or, removed. And they're getting kind of surprised because the fans, who they maybe didn't think would do this, are voting for them to be able to get hurt and killed too. And so Carl's really taking their twisted system and turning it back against them, which is just fantastic, and we love it. We get some great moments with Princess Donut, as always, because she's just hilarious. But we get some really emotionally vulnerable moments from her too. Had you told me a couple chapters into the nonsense that was the first Dungeon Crawler Carl book, the emotional growth and character depth that you see from the characters would be very impressive in the later books, I would have thought you were messing with me. But no, it's true. This is a great book. Really enjoyed it.